Everyone, and we're sad today because of the environmental impact of humans. But I have a friend here who's gonna tell us all about ex. Well, now I'm getting excited because he's gonna tell us all about um, you know, environmental impact going down, and humans are trying their best to um slow down the environmental impact of the world. So go ahead, friend. Well, there is no friend. I'm just talking about myself anyway. Well, if you guys know, there is global warming, which is caused by air pollution, carbon dioxide, and methane cause the atmosphere to warm up. And one of these things is um, gas cars. Um, natural gas. So, gas actually causes carbon dioxide emissions from a car. And but there are some countries that are actually trying to ban gas cars. One this year, the United States did, and I think a few years ago, England was starting to ban not electric cars, gas cars. So the UN is also saying by 2030 there should be at least 5 countries with no gas cars in them. But by 2050 there should be no gas cars on the earth. Basically, that's what we're trying to say. Now, of course, there's always a side of it. Now, say solar panels. Now, people are trying to use green energy. There are some countries out there that are actually trying their best, like Canada. It's actually trying to not. It's trying to in British Columbia. They're trying to cut down as least trees as possible because they want to, of course, save the environment. And when they do save the environment, basically that's what they're trying their best. Singapore is actually trying their best too. They're trying to use only green energy to power their whole entire city, entire country. Singapore is way down on the saving the world list, but it's gonna make its way to the top soon. So you should keep going, Singapore. I'm just telling you that. Anyway, there are some other countries out there trying their best, like countries in Asia are actually trying their best too. And people are saying if our carbon dioxide emissions keep and yeah, so people are saying if Greenland and Antarctica melt, there could be a huge range of sea levels. If Greenland melts, then I do not know what will happen because several states, sometimes even entire countries like maybe the Bahamas might flood because of the rising sea level. Florida, in fact, might flood. So if you're out there in Florida, I recommend you try your best to save energy because if it floods, you're probably gonna get flooded. Anyway, there are some countries out there that are trying to make sure that no ice melts from now on. Basically, electric cars, like, so there are some companies out there helping us a lot, like there's the United Nations helping us, there's Tesla helping us, and there's other electric cars companies helping us out there. And I recommend that you buy an electric car nowadays because even though it's expensive, I recommend it. Just don't care about your money, but make some smart choices though. But also keep your environmental impact low. Make sure you're doing a good environmental impact, not a bad one. If you do a bad one, I don't know what will happen to you. But there are some countries out there actually disagreeing with rising sea levels, global warming, and environmental impact. They're basically just saying, oh well, it's flooding. Just enjoy your life for the next few years. Basically, they're not actually helping, but the rest of the countries have banded together to help each other. But if those countries aren't going to help, then I don't know how they will survive. They'll probably not, but they might will, as long as they get help from other countries like the United States. It's actually trying its very best actually nowadays. Basically, what I'm trying to say is also get a smart thermostat. Like You guys can get an Ecobee thermostat, a Google Nest thermostat. All of you out there with lots and lots of money, like millionaires out there. Like if even if you're like $1,000, like $999,000, just use that money to buy a Google Nest thermostat. It only costs $100 or an Ecobee thermostat, but I recommend Google Nest because, of course, it's the safest. Like it also tells you when you're using low energy. It's smart. So I recommend all of you out there and kids, if you're listening to this, tell your parents to get a Google Nest thermostat whenever they can. Like if you're not spending money right now, then try to get a Google Nest thermostat. Maybe that can help you. One, it can help you lower your electricity bills, which is beneficial for you. You save money, and two, it also helps the environment. So basically, it's a win-win for both situations. Humans also win, and nature also wins. So, oh, also, there's this old saying back in the day. It's called humans have dominated everything: nature, technology, and space, even space. That is because they've gone to space, they've explored the planets thinking it's theirs. Anyway, kids, listen. You are the last generation to solve this. If you don't solve this, I don't know who will. Maybe because if the future generations don't solve this, then no one can solve this because sea levels are rising fast. Half of Florida is already underwater. Anyway, I'm talking about science. Now, science of rising sea level. When oceans are nice and deep, they become black, kind of blackish. So up in the Arctic, when the oceans are black in the summertime and sometimes in the wintertime. So when the ice melts, it creates a nice and deep water which makes it black. And as we learned, well, maybe you didn't learn it, but black absorbs light and turns it into heat. That's why people are trying to stop ice melting. For one reason, it's actually heating up a lot faster than we think, but scientists are also thinking if we stop ice melting, sea levels could lower much more than we expected, and the planet could cool down a little bit more than we expected. So there's two good reasons why we should actually stop it. And in Greenland, actually, what's happening is that the glaciers is made of entirely ice, and that ice is slowly coming a part of the Greenland and melting. So now Greenland, if you go in the future now, if you're gonna see Greenland a lot less smaller than it would be. And Antarctica, well, don't let me talk about that. That is just crazy. If it melts, then the whole world will, half of the countries will probably be underwater. Maybe even states like maybe New York, um, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, those states are probably going to be underwater very quick because of the if Greenland melts, then there will probably be a country gone in a few years. Maybe Madagascar is one of them. I don't know. Now, kids, remember, you are the only generation that's going to solve this. Only you can solve this, not anybody else. If you don't solve it, then tell your parents actually. Just like try to, and on Earth Day, what I'm suggesting, you have like a power switch kind of thing in the basement of your house, probably, I'm guessing. Then, well, turn all of the power switches to off and don't make any power turn on. You could save a lot of electricity that day, and it also uses less power. Maybe stop using your thermostat for maybe lower your temperature in of your thermostat for 1 month, and you're gonna see a drop in your electrical bill money wasting, and a big huge and a lower in environmental impact of heating, of course. So of course I say electricity has to be saved because it burns coal, and we need coal for the future generations, which is why we recycle aluminium and any other things, which is why you should always turn off your lights whenever you can. Like right now, I'm sitting in a room with darkness because I just want to save electricity. You can do that too. If you're having classes, maybe let natural light come in. Anyway, I made this video pretty long, I guess. So, kids, remember the three things you have to do. And not just on Earth Day, every day. You should probably turn off the lights whenever you can. Even at night, try your best to turn them off. And at, and and turn down your thermostat. 1 degree can save energy. And I'm telling you, get a Google Nest thermostat. I'm telling you. And not just any, a learning thermostat. That's the best one. So kids, go out there and tell your parents that. Get a Google Nest learning thermostat and get it just today. Maybe not today, maybe next month. But today, you get the point, right? All right, I'll see you. Bye. Thanks for watching Science Lab Show, and I'll see you tomorrow.